Gangsta party.
Like that up. Why you acting like that?
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Yo, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. It is Wednesday night. You know what that means. Keyboard Warriors back in the building. Welcome to Keyboard Warriors Live. We are the Keyboard Warriors, presented by RepTheWarriors.com. I'm Eddie Laws, Fred Kirby, shooting the shit about this UFC 259 this last weekend. Even if you didn't watch it, you heard all about it. It's nonstop. It was a really pretty damn good card to be honest with you. Prelims had like one decision, and it was like finishes everywhere. Honestly, it was a lot of fun to watch. And I always, because I do the live tweeting for like Cage Side Press, and so like during the actual card, I have to be typing away and all that shit. But rewatch it a second time in the morning. I usually fast forward through shit. I watched the entire thing, man. It was dope as fuck. So overall, before we get into like each fight and all that, what did you think of the entire card?
Overall, as a whole,
yeah,
it was a fantastic card. Actually, to be honest with you, I feel like a little bit of the drama that we'll get into that happened later on the card sort of spiced it up even more.
Oh yeah,
kind of had it all. It had a lot of finishes in the beginning. The only thing I would say, maybe the main event was a little lackluster if we're trying to judge the whole event overall. The main event didn't exactly deliver in the greatest way possible. But everything else was pretty fucking intense in one way or another. Yeah, even the controversial shit that happened. It was probably, I don't know. It's been a short year so far. Dare I say it's been the best card of the year? Is that a fair assessment?
I think so. I mean, shit. Just like the homie MMA God just said, prelims are better than the main card per usual. Yeah, you got the hungry fighters are in the prelims at all times. So, but real quick, go through each fight. Mario Batista loses to Trevin Jones by TKO. Trevin Jones, I don't know if you've ever seen that video of these guys make videos on YouTube, and one of them pretends to be like doing like a layup, and LeBron James comes out of nowhere and blocks each one. Like, I wish I knew this dude's name because he's so goddamn funny. But he just looks just like that guy. So I kept thinking that to myself the entire time. Anyway, so Trevin Jones gets the win. Udo's Medic. Now this one we got to talk about because Elon Cruz, that was the Mark Smith card, the Mark Smith fight, the first one that he reffed. Cruz, I don't know if you remember, Cruz took an ass whooping at the end. Like he took way too many shots. Very much a late stoppage. You can see that one.
No, I didn't. I missed the first few prelim fights. Actually, I was out getting dinner and shit. So what happened? Hit me up to it.
So I mean, Cruz is getting his ass whooped on the ground, and he took it was the usual late stoppage, but he took way too many shots. Thank you, Kairos, the homie. RDC World 1. He's Supreme Dreams on Facebook. I follow him like I've been following that dude for a minute, but I never thought too much of his stuff. But he looks just like Trevin Jones. RDC does a lot of really like dope ass work. He does that LeBron skit. He does another one of like how they want people to react when there's like the Amber Alert. It's fucking great. Go find RDC World 1 on YouTube and just fucking click away at the videos. They're all good. There's a lot of anime shit too. All right. Cruz took an ass whooping and like straight up took way too many shots at the end. It's a usual late stoppage. I think that would have been the main story, the biggest drama of this whole card if the first title fight didn't happen. Let's be real. But anyone in the comment section, you have any opinion on that one? Let me know. Amanda Lemos gets the knockout TKO win over Salazar in the first round. Pretty standard. Sean Brady, dude. Sean Brady. I don't know if you caught this one. Sean Brady submitting Jake Matthews is dope. Sean Brady is a problem at 170.
Because Jake Matthews is actually not a joke, man. Like, Jake Matthews is a tough kid. So yeah, that was fucking super hella impressive.
Dude, Sean Brady is a problem. I want to see him in there against the top 15 guys. See how it goes. Because Sean Brady's ranked 14 as of Monday or Tuesday, whenever it was. So, it's dope as shit.
Maybe even top 10. Late top 10. I wouldn't be mad at it. He looks
Sean Brady's Sean Brady's a dangerous ass fucking black belt too. All right, Kennedy. Again, I apologize when I to say your last name, but this fight was dope because Carlos Ulberg was probably like looking way better the first half of the year or the year of the fight, and then Kennedy just knocked him the fuck out. Carlos was like kind of fighting with his fucking chin up and shit though too, like arms, hands down, and chin up.
That for me, bro, sometimes when I try to explain, like I really can't get into stick and ball sports anymore.
Right.
And most of my homies still love like football and baseball and basketball and shit like that. And you know what I'm saying? Like I'll watch like the playoffs or the Super Bowl or whatever, but in general, I can't get into it. And I tell you what, man, it's because of MMA and combat sports. And I think the thing for me, well, I mean, there's a ton of things to be fair, but the thing for me that really separates combat sports and especially MMA from everything else as far as excitement goes is the ability to end the game with one great play.
Right.
Like I find that so fucking exciting. The other team, you know, in this comparison can be winning forever. And if you hit the one good shot, the game's over. They don't get a chance. There is no fucking overtime. There are no rebounds. There's no gimme backs. Like MMA is so you make one mistake and the game is over. You don't get an overtime. You don't get a timeout. And that sort of excitement, that's what fucking brings me back. Kind of a fight like this where a cat could be pretty much losing the whole time and boom, one shot just turns it all around. Not only does it turn it around, but it wins him the complete game. The game's over. Boom, winner. Like that.
Right. And again, like you said, it's a one hitter quit on everything. It's like if you can go to an NBA game and just fast forward to the end for the last 5 seconds and have the game be tied, and then you go. That's the feeling.
Or it's just like, yo, in the NBA, there's a certain shot. If you hit that shot, game's over. Y'all win.
Right. Exactly.
Like you hit a half court shot, y'all just pack it in. It's over. Or like in baseball, you hit that motherfucking ball into the parking lot, it's over. Y'all pack it in. The game's over. I don't give a fuck what the score is. I don't give a fuck if the other team's winning. Y'all just lost. The game is over. Like it's sort of a very interesting thing, but that's what makes fucking combat sports so goddamn exciting for me, man.
100%. And man, guys, says Brady's a fucking beast. 100%. Dude is dope. Well, hey, what's up, Tex? I talked to Tex. Me and Tex went back and forth last night talking about the Aljo thing. I'm sure we're gonna do it again. But he says, "Will there be a death in the UFC this year?"
I hope
there
not.
hasn't been one yet, so I hope not. But that doesn't stop the jokes. There's already been a death. The death of Megan Anderson's UFC career. What's the other one? There's already one already. Dan Hardy's UFC career. That's another one.
Holy shit. They're on fire tonight, boys.
They're going. They ain't taking no prisoners. All right. Tim Elliott gets the decision winner for Jordan Espinoza in a pretty one-sided fight. Just by the numbers, if you look at it. The other part of that whole fight was obviously in the Apex, there's no crowd yet. I'm sure that's going to change here in the next couple months. But Tim Elliott was telling Jordan Espinoza, like, "You're a woman beater," and I saw his post, and I said shit. And Espinoza, all Espinoza could say is he's getting his ass whooped. That's what the whole story. So apparently, Jordan Espinoza beat up a female. I don't know exactly what the story was. I know somebody put it on Twitter, but they put a screenshot of it, and it's this huge, long ass Facebook post. I'm not sitting there to zoom in the entire time, so I'm sure some MMA rag's gonna pick it up and write a story about it. But again, another piece of drama that we're not talking about because of his first title fight. But we'll talk about that in a minute here. But Tim Elliott gets another win here against Espinoza.
What? Hold on, just for a moment though.
Yeah.
What? Like he was talking shit to him when he was holding him down and he had him on the ground, right?
You're talking shit to him the whole time.
Let me tell you something, Jack. I'm all right with all you motherfucking pussies out there canceling Eminem. Y'all keep that shit out of MMA though.
Right.
This is the motherfucking con. Hey, you don't want to get shit talked to you, get off your fucking back.
Yeah.
Or go play rugby. Like, I mean, poor you. He was picking on you because you fucking like, so what? Boy, y'all better be lucky I'm a fat smoking slob. If I could kick ass, I'd hold y'all down and I'd be talking that shit.
Mad
get
shit.
Up, bitch. I bet you can't get up. Bitch. I would be Nate Diaz times 1,000. Kiss your lucky stars. I can't actually fight.
Jesus.
Shit.
I hear you, man. Shit.
I mean, like people made a big deal. Like, oh my God, he come.
Yeah.
So the fuck what, man? Again, they're not playing Parcheesi. So what? You know what? You literally can punch this motherfucker as hard as you want in the face. Do something about it. You don't like him talking to you like that? Choke the fuck out of him with your legs. Move the guard. Do something about it.
That's the best part of fighting, though. All combat sports. If someone talks shit to you, cool. You have the opportunity to do something about it. There you go.
Right. If y'all playing football or basketball, maybe it's like, yo, don't be talking shit about LeBron's mom. I get it. If you motherfuckers are fighting, say whatever you want. Call his mama a hoe if you want. He's got the ability to kick you in the fucking face, so tread lightly.
I hear you. All right, moving on to the next fight right here. Rogerio Monterey loses to Kykar France. Now, again, solid fight. Kykar France caught him with a knockout. Now, he did drop him, and he tried to do, was it a Mark Hunt? Where he like walked off with a Mark Hunt? What's that? Go ahead.
No, I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
We might as well let's get right the fuck to it early in the program, boys. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm about tired of fucking Herb Dean slander. Now, I understand Herb's made some bad decisions, but for all of me, he stopped the fight.
Yeah.
Now I don't know where you lean on this. I don't know where nobody in the comment section. I seen everybody going. Me and Kyle actually argued on Loudmouth about it. He was like, he didn't. He said Herb never did this. Man, fuck doing this. He ran over and pushed that little cocksucker out the way.
Out the way,
bro. If that don't mean the fight is over, what does? And then Kykar ran over there and did one of these numbers. Like, what the fuck are we all doing, bro? He pushed like Herb ran over there, got in the way, and he might not pushed him out the way, but he like, I mean, what more do y'all want from dude? He went over there and the fucking fight's over. Like,
right.
If you are fucking stealing on a fool and he drops and the ref touches you, to the best of my knowledge, you punch till you feel the ref touch you. Exactly. The ref don't gotta touch you and then do a seance.
Right.
He touches you. And that means stop punching that man. That's it, bro. I don't give a fuck if it's a tap, a touch, a lean. Like if I'm welling on dude and then I hit him and he drops and I don't give a fuck if I feel the ref even brush up against me. All right, that must mean the fight's over. I need to stop hitting this fool. And then surely when he's on the ground, I don't like, wow, let me run back over there and crack him. And then dude jumped up through his mouthpiece. What the fuck is going on, man? The fight is over, y'all.
It was all kinds of mad. It seemed like a misunderstanding at the end, and they figured it out, but still. All right, moving on. Oh, Jesus. Brandon says, I got your next soundbite, Fred. All right, send that shit as soon as you can, if you can, because I want to put that on here sometime. All right, moving on. Joe B, man, is it over? It's over, right? Is it over?
What do you mean?
I mean, dude.
What do you mean by over? Do you mean his Go ahead.
He didn't get brutally finished. He didn't get finished at all. He didn't get beat the fuck up. Okay. But this is like, I won't say the first time, but this is like the worst showing, in my opinion, of Joby going in there with all kinds of tells, all kinds of signs of what he's going to do, not changing his game plan for shit, not being able to do much to Askarov. Like, to me, and getting taken down repeatedly, and not being able to do anything off of it, like, about it. We're used to Joby being able to scramble his way out of takedowns, and he couldn't do it. To me, is it over in terms, first of all, he's never going to get another title shot, not ever again, more than likely. But is it over in terms of this new crop of flyweights, just the level just passing by? Because you can't seem to do much against these guys.
Maybe. Askar Asarov, is that how you pronounce the dude?
Askarov, yeah.
He might just be very, very fucking good too.
He's good.
I mean, I would hold off judgment on that for at least one more fight. Look, again, is he going to be fighting for the title again? Doesn't seem very likely. Is he going to be winning the belt? Seems highly unlikely. Can he still compete in the UFC at flyweight? I think so for sure. Look, he's getting older. He's on the decline. There's no doubt about that. Exactly where he stands, I mean, Askar Asarov is fucking, a goddamn animal. It's sort of hard to gauge that. That might be the future champion. It's sort of like I was talking about this earlier on the week or last week or whatever the fuck I was talking about it. Luke Rockhold, his knockout to Jan doesn't look so bad now in hindsight.
Right.
You understand me? So like, if Askar goes on to fuck around and snuff out fucking Edwin Figueiredo or whoever, let's just relax a minute. Like I said, obviously Benavidez is on the decline, but we don't really know how bad it is yet. He needs to fight somebody else. Askar might just be that dude. Highly touted, undefeated prospect for fuck's sakes. And to be fair, again, Joey didn't get finished by him. He didn't have a whole lot for him, but he didn't get finished. So, am I willing to give up on him as a title challenger? Yes. Am I willing to give up on him as like somebody who compete in the UFC and still test these up and coming guys? Not just yet.
Right. Meanwhile, Joe B's riding a 3-fight losing streak, 2 to Figueiredo obviously finishes, and then this last one against Oscar. But I'm kind of with you on that. To me, still UFC level unless he loses another one. Like if he loses the next one, that's game, bro. I heard ONE FC loves the little guys.
Because that first Figueiredo fight was relatively close up until he got snuffed out. So, like, losing twice to Figueiredo has, again, I feel like a lot of people's losses age either very well or very bad. Those losses didn't age so bad. Come to find out, Figueiredo's kind of that dude. So, let's give him somebody else. If he fucks around and goes out there and loses to an even lower caliber opponent, then we might need to start having a different conversation about Justin.
Absolutely, yeah. All right. Continuing on here. Oh no, that's not the one I want. We'll get to that one in a second. Otis, who impressed you the most this weekend? For me, Amanda Lemos really showed out. Yeah, she did really well,
bro. I mean, I don't really want to go here yet, but like,
hold on to it if you want to.
I mean, okay, I won't. I'll tell you who impressed me the most, but I won't go into it yet for obvious reasons. Jan.
Yeah.
So we'll get to it, but Jan.
I got you. Yeah, I just want to catch up on comments here. Me too. I don't watch ball sports anymore. I still do. Man,
I know. Most of my homies do, but something about the spontaneity and the spontaneous endings in MMA just like sort of ruin sticking ball sports for me. I can't get I just can't get as into it, man. It's not as exciting for me as it once was.
I will say this: NFL, I still watch every game. NCAA football, I still watch every game because there's only 16 or so games in NFL, and there's like less in a little less in college, right? Basketball, I used to watch every single Suns game, right? Once I started watching, combat sports, boxing, MMA, and everything when I was a kid, I started watching at like after the All-Star game. Just to see, you know what I mean? At that point, that's when it starts mattering, right? So like I've been watching some games this whole year because we're really good, but I have it on the background, right?
Right.
I used to be my main focus was to sit there and watch it. Now I have it on the background, hang with the kids and all that shit. So, but I'm with you guys, man. Combat sports is just too good to not, I don't know, I guess prioritize it. I just watch Combat since I'm broken. Yep. Limo's look really good. Agreed. Let's see. I've been telling people about her for a long time. There you go. Peter Young got ducked. I'm assuming you mean fucked. And yeah, he fucked himself. All right. Well, we're gonna have to do this again tonight. Text dude. I got into it with text and this other dude. He calls off Henry Ford last night on the Hangouts. Like the rule. It's the rule. You can't change. All right, whatever. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah. Wait. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get. That's a whole ass. That'll probably be the topic of the show. So
100%. Looking forward to Limo's next fight for sure. Yep. Let's see. What about when the referee says stop talking to each other? Fuck that. It's not a rule.
Yeah.
Although I wonder if it's like a referee discretion to like take a point away if you're talking too much shit and they don't like it. Like they tell every single time Nick Diaz fights or fought, like they always told him to stop talking. And he never did. And they didn't do shit about it.
I mean, I would actually, that's a good question. I would love to know whether that's a rule or not. Because if it's not a rule, okay, if it's not against the rules, shut the fuck up talking to me.
Right.
Listen, if when I get a motherfucker down, it's legal for me to take my hand and put it over their mouth to control their breathing, you ain't gonna stop no fight like that. That's just something to fuck with you. If I can do that, then why can't I call your mama a hoe? Why can't I talk about how I'm gonna fuck your girlfriend tonight and nut in their mouth? That's good because some guys, that's gonna make them mad and it's gonna make them swing hard. And if I'm able to keep my composure and you swing hard and I can counter and knock the shit out of you, I mean, that's literally sort of fight strategy, Shut the fuck up, ref. Let me run my mouth. It's on him or her to not get upset and not start swinging. If you that weak mentally that I can call you a bitch and talk some shit about your girlfriend or your mom or your dad and you swing like a wild man and then you fucked around and I can tap you out. Shut up, ref. That's part of the game, baby.
100%. Right. Anybody that reacted to the Hurt thing just tells me that people weren't watching the fight. They were just listening to the commentary. Right. So again, I always watch the first go around live. I don't listen to commentary. I have music on, or like this time around, because my kids were asleep. I had it on mute. Everything was silent, right? So I had like a little bit of like very little music on. When I rewatched the next morning with commentary on, I get why people don't like commentary. I get it now. Like I get it.
Again, this is something that I'll get into a little bit later on the
Sure.
fight that I really had a problem with it. I usually don't have a problem with the
Me neither.
commentary at all. For the
Me
most part, I feel like people are just crybabies. I had an issue with it, and again, we'll get to it when the time is right. But I did have a bit of an issue with it. And I'll
Gotcha.
explain why later.
Oh, Tex. No ref should enforce ground opponents either. The ref should enforce the rules, right? Just saying. Santos Rocky was very disappointing. Also, yes, it was. Also, fighters have to stop blaming their judges for their losses. You can't put a dudness to complain about losing. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Santos knows better. Like he fought John Jones. He should know better.
Right.
Ref be getting worse right now. I can see that. All right, hang up, Joe B. The game's past you. Not yet, but I get what you're saying. Joe B joins Kenny Florian as lifetime UFC bridesmaids. Oh, that's a good point.
It's a pretty good comparison.
That's
I
a
hate
good
to say that, but it
comparison.
is. Yeah, it is a good comparison. It is a really good comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah, but true.
Yeah. Kykar says Joseph doesn't need to retire, but he better figure some shit out. 100%. The game's different now.
I want to see him against one more guy, and we'll see sort of like if he goes out and lays another dud against somebody a little bit slightly lower ranked than Askar, then we could definitely have a bit of a problem.
Right. All right, a couple more comments, and we're gonna get back to it here, folks. Jocker Evers Gasson was a prime example of a fight where either fighter can complain about the judges' decisions.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of fights like this.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, it sounds very trite and cliche, but the good old saying of Dana White saying, don't leave it in the hands of the judges. Now, I get it. You're not the one in there fighting. Sometimes it's not that easy, but it is what it is. I mean, that's why some of the most annoying arguments in the world are bad judging decisions. Just because we go through it. I mean, like, again, how long we've been doing this podcast, bro? 5 years. 7. I can't tell you how many times we've came on here, and it is what it is. Unless there's an overhaul, this sort of thing is going to happen pretty much here and there on every fucking card. What are you going to do?
Right. No, you're right. We've been doing this for 5 years. We've been doing podcasts together for like 7, though. So, I mean, whatever.
Yeah. Like 7. And again, one of the constant things we deal with is bad judging, man. I mean, it fucking is what it is at this point. I'm jaded to it for real.
I hear you. Unbroken says, it's bad, but he's just fighting on heart right now. Looks like Joe's just looking for the overhand right and get a viral knockout like a heavyweight. I think he just wants to get a finish because he knows he needs one. Everyone's figured out his game. You've been watching him too long. Let's see. A couple more. John Jones needs to fight Derek Lewis for the title fight. We can get to it in a second. And that MVP fight, I think the ref took a point for talking. That makes sense. All right. Next fight up after Kyler Phillips he's fun to watch.
Yeah, he was.
He's fun to watch. The kicks he was throwing, like his kicks were ridiculous. Early in the night, Alon Cruz, his kicks are weird too because he looks like he's standing straight up and still, and his leg just comes up like a noodle. It's so fucking the way his body is so weird. Kyler Phillips throws with power on everything, and he didn't tire.
And
really good.
And Song's a beast, man. Song's a beast.
Song's a bad motherfucker, man. Kyler Phillips is definitely someone to look forward to. Definitely someone to look forward to. So let's see what he does next. All right, and then the main prelim. It's weird to see Dominic Cruz in the prelims, but I get why. Dom Cruz gets a decision win over Casey Kenny. Overall, it's a pretty standard Dominic Cruz fight. What'd you think of it?
I thought it was good, man. I thought it was good. Like I thought this is what Dominic needed.
Yeah.
I thought this was really what Dominic needed to get in there, get some cage time against a guy that's not like a crazy threat. I thought this was perfect for Dominic Cruz, and I thought he fought a good fight. I thought he fought a smart fight. He looked good out there. I think that it would not be terribly wrong to say that maybe he's slowing down a little bit.
Oh, sure.
All the injuries and the fact that he's getting a little older, it seems like maybe the weight cut might not even be going the greatest these days for him. So I think, okay, so now we got that out. As far as Dominic Cruz goes going forward, I think now we put the pedal to the metal.
Yeah.
If he's going to make a run at the title or he's going to do it, now's the time to do it because he ain't getting any fucking younger. He looked pretty good, but again, like bantamweight is fucking nasty right now. I'd like to see him in there with a TJ Dillashaw, Cody Garbrandt type character. I mean, because listen, this was his one, right? All right.
Yeah.
Now you're back. You had you a little what do you call it? A fucking not a gimme fight, but a tune up. A tune up. You got you as close as you can get to a tune up in the UFC. It's time to sink or swim, big dog. You're too old and you went through too many injuries to be you don't get another one of these.
Yes, sir. No, I 100% agree with that. Now, what'd you think of the call out at the end? Because he didn't call it a fight. He called out Hans Molenkamp, who is apparently he handles. He's fought before. I think he trains, but I know he handles the Monster Energy sponsorships. What'd you think of that?
I mean, listen. First off, it's not going to fucking happen. Homeboy ain't going to fight him, so there's that. Just to start it. And I don't really know a lot about it, man. I don't know that dude. I'm not in the ends. I heard Brendan Schaub talking about it and him saying that fucking basically the dude's a bit of a weirdo. And like he does ask fighters to like and comment on his posts on Instagram and tries to take like stunner photos with them. But I guess he do be like low-key paying them pretty good. So like at the end of the day, if all this fucking weirdos, like it's sort of lame, but like if you're getting paid 10 bands a month and all you got to do is when this jerk off posts something on Instagram, be like, hey, you look real good, bro. I mean, I don't know, sign me up. Like it's not exactly slave labor. It's fucking lame. Now, again, there might be other accusations too about him not giving certain people sponsors because they refuse to do that. Again, that's kind of lame. But at the end of the day, he's not Harvey Weinsteining them. He's not asking to fuck their girlfriends. It's sort of weird that he's like, yo, comment on my posts or like my Instagram post. But I guess all things being equal, it's also not the hardest thing in the world to do to get an endorsement deal. I like your post all day, bro. I'll share them in my story. I'll fucking fuck your Instagram up.
Shit, hey Hans, look, man, I have no beef with you. You want to fucking sponsor us? Keep Awards presented by Monster Energy. Oh, I will thumbs up every post you've ever put up.
Bro, you give me 10 bands a month, I'll tattoo Monster Energy on my motherfucking body.
That's the move, man. And it was funny. It was a weird time for Cruz to do that. I thought Cruz should do that maybe on his Instagram, but I mean, he wanted a big stage and he got it. So there you go. Kyler Phillips is a beast, 100%. Both those guys are beasts. So Song is also, yeah, you're right. Love seeing Phoenix guys on the come up. Yep, Kyler Phillips out of Glendale, Arizona. Only 25. What about a TJ Dom rematch? Yep.
I ain't mad at it. Like I said, it's time to sink or swim, Dom.
Give him TJ. That'd be a perfect fight for TJ to come back to. Hey, what's up, bitch? You remember me? Let's go. And besides, and it would give TJ a little something, right? Like he don't like the fact that he lost the belt to Cruz by decision over in Boston when Cruz came back. Do something about it. Let's go. Get that back. Brandon says, I was so stoned I thought Cruz was calling out Hans Molman from The Simpsons. yeah. You're taking everything I work for, Molman. That'd be great. Someone edit that video. All right. Then the pay-per-view started. First fight, like Gods was saying, Alexander Rakic. That was disappointing. And then Alexander got his brown belt when the fight didn't even touch the ground.
Yeah, that was a little wild. Him getting his brown belt in jiu-jitsu for a fight that had literally no jiu-jitsu. And was low-key boring as fuck. You didn't get the knockout. I mean, listen, hey, congratulations on your brown belt, but it was a bit fucking head scratching. Like that was a wild performance to get your belt up on.
He shot 2 takedowns that weren't even takedowns, honestly. Like they were more like feints and everything. But
does anybody know who that was? Hypothetically, who awarded him that brown belt?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't want to say nothing stupid and it sounds stupid, but I want to say I bet you it wasn't Renzo Gracie.
Oh, it definitely was not. No, Renzo Gracie would have been
like, bro, we're taking one of your stripes for that bullshit performance.
Renzo would be like, you were gonna get promoted, you getting demoted. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, Renzo,
nothing we taught you, boy.
Renzo wouldn't. Yeah, exactly. Renzo wouldn't do that shit. Rob Font for Dom Cruz.
Okay, I wouldn't be mad at that either.
That is a little bit too, in my opinion, a little bit too much. But if they make that fight, I ain't gonna complain about it. I watch shit. All right. Yeah. So whatever. And Rockets gets in, talking about he wants something. I don't know what the fuck. But yeah, Thiago Santos did complain. And if you look at the numbers right here and total strikes and everything, like I get why he complained about the judging, but again, like you left it there, dude. It's on. You literally left it up to them to pick a winner.
Bro, you cannot participate in an overtly boring fight and then complain about the judge's decision. You just can't do it. It'd be one thing if Thiago was just out there throwing bombs, letting them go, going for broke, and then fucked around, didn't get the decision, and didn't get hurt. But both of y'all sat around out there playing patty cake. And I know, welcome to the Keyboard Warrior Show. It's easy for me to say that sitting on my couch. But again, motherfucker, we paying money to watch y'all fight. That's why I don't really feel bad. People like, don't fight or bash. Man, suck my dick. I paid 70 good hard dollars to watch y'all beat the fuck out of each other. If I wanted to watch a fucking sparring session, I'd fucking tune in to fucking Duke Rufus TV or whatever the fuck.
Shit, man. That's the one problem I've had with, for example, with competing gi. All right. And gi doesn't happen all the time. I've had a couple game matches where it's like, holy shit, let's fucking go. But there's been a couple times where they score a point on you and then they just stall the rest of the time. It's hard to do that no gi. And everyone hates that. Same thing here. Like, come on, dude. You can't, you know what I mean? Like, you can't be like that and expect to get upset when you don't win. So
Right.
Roberto Pastucci awarded Rockets brown belt. Whoa, Roberto. Yeah. I'm assuming he earned that shit earlier in the month of the week, and you just want to give him a nice surprise on fight night. So.
I don't want to be terribly rude because I don't know who the fuck Roberto Petrucci is, but it sounds like it might be a little easy to get a brown belt in his academy.
I don't want to talk shit. But I know a place here that does. Okay, all right. I keep forgetting I'm on the internet. I'm just like, whatever. All right, next fight, Islam Makhachev beats the living dog shit out of Drew Dober, then finishes a very game Drew Dober. No question about it. But finishes him with shoulder pressure. What do you think of this one? Because Islam looked like Khabib for a minute there.
All right, so let me take the time right now to say that I was wrong about everything.
Yeah.
I picked Aljo, that tall Australian broad, and fucking Style Bender. And right before this fight came on, I proclaimed that this is where the upsets would begin, and that Drew Dober was going to starch Islam. So let me start off by saying fuck me, and I don't know fuck all about what I'm talking about.
Right.
Now that that's said and done, yeah, man, look, Islam reminds you a lot of Khabib, right? I mean, slightly different, maybe a little bit more of a versatile striker. He seems like maybe he uses his length a little bit better than Khabib. But you can tell, excuse me, that he trained in the school of Khabib. And he seems like, just like Khabib, he's going to be a lot to handle and a lot to fucking deal with. Super fucking impressive, man. I think that Drew Dober is a bit underrated. I'd let's fucking easy Joe Rogan, for fuck's sake. He's definitely not the most underrated guy in the UFC, for fuck's sakes.
Right.
But I do think he was slightly underrated. I think he's a hell of a fighter. And for Islam to finish him like that, like it was, what was it, like a fucking arm triangle from the wrong side, from the opposite side? Like he finished that shit like in half guard, right? Or
something. Was basically shoulder pressure, dude, because he was on the wrong side and everything.
Yeah, I mean,
he was a half guard. Yeah, he was a half guard.
As a Conor stan, I'm naturally fucking anti-team Khabib, so a part of me wants to tell Islam to go fuck himself and his fucking win. But calling a spade, he looked fucking good, man. He looked good. I'm ready to see him get tested. Like he needs a Tony Ferguson or a Gaethje. It's, in my opinion, it's time for Islam to get a real fucking name.
100%, and he will. He definitely will. After this performance, they're gonna give him a real one. He's gonna get a push towards a possible title shot in the next year or two. Probably listen to that shit. All right, finally we come to the fight that we're gonna spend the next fucking 30 minutes probably talking about. Peter Young is Aljamain Sterling. Actually, let me get to the comments real quick. Is it embarrassing to get finished with shoulder pressure? No. I know the feels, bro. Okay.
Yo, let me say this. And again.
Yeah.
We talk a lot of shit on this program, so don't get it twisted. Like this is, again, the Keyboard Warriors. A lot of this shit is tongue in cheek. But let me say this just on some real shit for a real quick moment. It's not embarrassing to get finished in the UFC by anything. Like, short of you running away and jumping out of the cage and doing something absurd, to get finished by Islam Makhachev in any way, shape, or form is not fucking embarrassing. I mean, the guy's one of the absolute best. Like, shoulder pressure from me, yeah, that's something to be embarrassed about. Islam Makhachev putting shoulder pressure on you probably feels like you're being choked by Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, we probably couldn't imagine how fucking bad that hurts to have a dude. You imagine. I try to explain this to people who don't really understand fighting, who work their regular jobs. And it's like, what do you do? And it's like, I change tires at Sam's. It's like, now remember this. Every day, right? 5-6 days away, you wake up and you go change tires. Every day when you wake up and you go in and you're changing those tires, that motherfucker you see on that TV is in a gym learning and training and tweaking ways to hurt you. That's what they do for their job. So like when you see these guys do these, like, oh, how could you, bro? You would submit to that lickety split. You have no comprehension on the way those men and women are able to perform those moves. Like, this is not Hollywood. Like, that probably hurts like fuck what he's doing.
Yeah. No, so right now I'm like 5'10" in a good day, 205 pounds, right? But this last time I traveled before COVID, obviously, it was a minute ago. I was like 225, 220, and I went on vacation and I visited a gym. It was actually not Nate and Nick's. It's over in San Francisco. Melendez, Gilbert Melendez's gym. I visited there and I got to train. Right, I rolled with this purple belt, who I swear to God was like a $120, fucking soaking wet. The fucking pressure this guy put on 225 me at the time, I thought I was gonna die. And it has nothing to do with the fact that I was big. I was in shape big, right? I was just big. I mean, and I was big because I was just lifting heavy for fun and shit. This little motherfucker put on so much pressure on my neck, like I had to ask him afterwards, like, dude, what the fuck? He's like, what? And I'm like, were you putting like all 125 on my neck? And he's like, oh, no. It's just, he taught me a lot about pressure and how to put pressure on certain, on certain parts of your body and somebody else's, right? So, getting finished by shoulder pressure is not embarrassing. It's fucking not. It's a real, there's a real technique to it. That's all I'm saying. And you can Google all you want to and ask a wrestler how it works. And they'll tell you, especially the fucking Dagestanians are crazy. All right.
All right, so let
real quick,
go ahead, bro.
Fred, Megan Anderson will be Amanda Nunes Kirby.
Come on, fucking
talk about it.
We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. Go give it to me.
Brando says I rooted for Doberman too, but I learned that if you're fighting a Dagestani with a chin beard, you better cast your wraps and swing for any body part you can. You better cheat. Shit. Don't fuck with chin straps, trappers and wrestling. There you go.
For real.
All right. Now we get to the most talked about fight in a long time, apparently. And it was because I'll end it. Peter Yan loses his belt to Aljamain Sterling by DQ following an illegal knee. Now, before we talk about the whole thing, let's talk about the fight itself. Aljo came out with a crazy pace for the first 2 rounds. A pace he was so high paced. I don't think anybody thought there's no that he could hold that on for 5 rounds. I still didn't, to this day. I mean, till now, if that illegal knee happens, I think he gasses out at some point too. Because during that round when he got hit with the illegal knee, Peter Yan was taking over. He had like 7 takedowns, right? And so he had 7 takedowns. Aljo tried to fuck a buttload and got like 1, and that was a big victory for him at that point. But winning the fight. Peter Yan was winning the fight and everything. So there's a corner to Habib Nurmagomedov, who was sitting near the corner, near Peter Yan's corner, who then told DC what was said. Apparently, Peter Yan asked, "Should I strike now?" Right? And somebody in Peter Yan's corner said yes, and he throws the knee. If you're the champion, in my opinion, you got to know the rule, right? You got to know the rule. Whether you think it's stupid or not, you got to know the rule. So anyway, he gets hit, he hits Aljo with the knee. Aljo falls back. Whether or not you agree with it, allegedly, doesn't. And first of all, get hit with a fucking knee by a guy like Peter Yan or by fucking anybody in that position at that moment after you've already been dropped once. And please tell me you can get the fuck up and be like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, no, fuck you, you're wrong. You be fucked up, all right? But I'm not saying that's what Aljo was. It's just he chose the way he did. But anyway, fight ends like it does. Aljo gets the belt, says he doesn't, he wasn't happy with how it went down. And now comes just this incredible, this weird amount of criticism that he's getting for how it went down. Somehow they're blaming Aljamain Sterling for how it went down when Peter Yan's the one that threw the illegal knee. Maybe I'm missing something, dude. You tell me. But how is this Aljo's fault? When it seems like from a lot of people, how the fuck is this Aljo's fault and not Peter Yan for throwing the fucking knee?
All right, there's a lot to unpack here.
Absolutely.
It's not Aljo's fault. Let's just keep it a buck here. Aljo has the right to not finish that fight. There's so many moving parts here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, was Aljo on his way to losing that fight? Yes, he was. Because of the strategy that he was implementing earlier in the fight, which you alluded to, he had clearly gassed, and in the late in the third and in the fourth round, clearly he was running out of gas big time. Pichor Yan looked like he was turning it on. Those things look to be very obvious. All that being said, so again, there's so many moving pieces there. I feel like you got to evaluate it, piece by piece. Okay, so Pichor Yan looks at his corner. Apparently, somebody says you're allowed to strike him. Okay, first off, fuck the corner. Bro, again, this isn't exactly North American football.
Right.
Like, there's like 4 rules. You should know that.
Right.
You're the motherfucking champion, and you don't know whether you're allowed to knee this motherfucker in his face or not. I realize that the rules are a little weirdy-beardy right now, and they're like different in different commissions. But come on, man. Y'all are only fighting on 2 places on earth right now. That's sort of your responsibility as a champion to know. You shouldn't have to look at the corner and be like, can I hit him? Like, right. You should fucking know. And then no matter how you cut the cake, it was an illegal blow, right? And if Aljo can't continue, then it is what it is. Now, for me, I guess, okay, so a question will become, how do we all feel about Pichor losing the belt from being disqualified? Should he be able to lose the belt after being disqualified? Well, for me, that sort of comes down to, was the foul intentional or not?
Right.
Did he mean to do that? Did he purposely fucking poke him in the eye or kick him in the nuts? Did he Mike Tyson bite that motherfucker on the ear vibe? Then yes. If he made a mistake, and we all sort of agree that it was a mistake, don't get me wrong, I don't think that he should keep the belt and win, but I feel like nobody should have the belt right now.
Right.
I feel like the belt should just be up for grabs. It's nobody's belt, and these two obviously have to have a rematch as soon as possible, and then the winner of the fight will reclaim the belt. But I also don't really got a problem with them giving it to Aljamain. I mean, listen, Pichor committed a foul. It was an egregious foul, to be fair.
Right.
And, look, it's easy for us to be like, Aljo could have, he could have kept fighting. Maybe. But what the fuck do we know about it? First off, he'd been fighting for 4 rounds. Everybody watching the fight would admit, that you should admit at least, that Aljo was at the very least beginning to gas. He was starting to take a beating, and then he gets kneed hard as fuck in the head. And listen, one thing we all can't deny, he took a pretty good shot. He got nailed. Like, that was a good one. Sometimes, Diego, yeah, I'm looking at you. Some of y'all motherfuckers don't be really getting hit that hard, and then you be trying to be like, oh God, Lord, I can't. But like, Aljo low-key took a big one. He had already been fighting hard for 20 minutes. It's easy for us to say, just get up, knowing that you probably, knowing that low-key you lose the fight anyways, this ain't going to help matters none.
At all.
Eating the illegal knee, what the fuck good is it going to do you to get up and push yourself through the fight, knowing, like, he made the fucking smart decision. And I'll tell you what, saying all that, bringing it around to the actual fight.
Right.
Yes, Pichor Yan was going to win that fight for sure. But the beginning of the fight was very interesting because Aljamain was controlling the fight when he was able to get off, when he was able to control the pace. Pichor, I mean, he even hit Pichor with a couple of them big flying knees that low-key sort of looked like they rocked him.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Aljamain can fine-tune that a little bit, keep the pressure on, but not exactly gas the shit out of himself, I think Aljamain can actually beat Petr Yan. So I think this rematch is going to be actually relatively interesting too. Like, I think that Yan will be the favorite, as he should be. And I think that he was going to win that fight. But I think Aljo did show a way to beat him.
Sure.
You just got to be able to hold that energy the whole 5 rounds. But like, Petr didn't really have an answer when Yan, because Aljo wasn't exactly throwing everything either. He was sort of Nate Diaz in him, just pop, 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 kick, punch, or John Jones in to a degree. If you notice, John Jones is very interesting because the dude don't really throw traditional combos.
Right.
He's like a fucking video game character. They're just like throw you a jab, then he'll kick you in the knee, then he'll throw a head kick, and then he'll throw a hook, and then he'll throw a hook to the body, and then he'll throw a leg kick, and then he'll throw a cat. He just throws all these fucking awkward strikes. And I felt like that's what Aljo was doing to Petr. Flying knee, knee to the body, fucking jab, straight right hook. Like, he was just throwing, and like, it looked like in the beginning of the fight, Petr was like, oh shit. he looked a little confused by that, but Aljo gassed. So if he can tweak that part of it and not gas, the rematch is going to be very interesting.
It'll be very interesting. But again, the gassing part is why I was saying that Petr Yan was going to win that fight.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. Like, I did not think at all, not for a single second, that Aljo was going to be able to hold that that pace. Is too much, right?
So what exactly are people mad about though? I see everybody people are like upset about shit. So like, they're going to have a rematch,
right? So here's the thing. So Aljo put the belt around him. He's upset. He takes it off. He takes it right off, right? And Longo or Sarah, somebody grabs it. I think Longo did. Grabs it for him, whatever. They go to the back. It was saying concussed at that point. They were thinking he was concussed, and he probably was. And they say, fuck that, hospital, go to hospital. He wants to do the post-fight interview, right? He does it, says what he says, whatever. Leaves, goes to the hospital. All the tests come back that he's okay, right? Now, people can say whatever they want about, well, the test said you're okay, you're not concussed. You can still be fucking concussed and pass the test. Let's be fucking honest about that, okay? But that's beside the point. Later that night, this fight's in Vegas. This guy's from Long Island, New York, wherever he's from, but the East Coast. His friends and family came out for this fight. It is a title fight, okay? They go back to his hotel room, and they celebrate this guy, okay? There's videos that came out of one of his boys goes, hey, take the belt out, right? He puts the belt on. He goes, come on, say it. I want to hear you say it. I'm a UFC champion. I want to hear you say it. He's gassing him up. Aljo is just like, I'm a UFC champion. And everyone roots and cheers for him, right? His friends and family put those videos out. Twitter, MMA media, all grab this shit, put it out there. The Nose comes out and says, oh, Aljamain certainly posted these videos of him celebrating with the belt. No, the fuck he didn't. No, the fuck he didn't. This was his people that went with him to go, to cheer him on, shit, right? So that's what everyone's mad about, because they think that he's actually like out there celebrating, thinking that he won straight out. When Aljo himself said, "I don't like how that went down. I want the rematch," and that's what's going to happen next is the rematch. Then he took, he trolled the Yan fans because the Yan fans are super touchy right now, which understandably so, honestly. But he trolls them by doing a face-off picture with Henry Cejudo. That fight's not gonna happen. No. Fucking not right now. Relax. So that's what they're mad about. They think that he's out there legitimate, like thinking he's like a legitimate champion because he won by DQ. So that's what people are pissed about right now. Oh, most of them.
MMA fans are so fucking such snowflakes, bro. Like, I mean, look, for starters, couldn't it just be both?
Right.
Like, couldn't he acknowledge the fact that, like, yo, we got to run it back? But I am the champ, baby. Who's got you? Come get it, Petr. You shouldn't have cheated, sissy.
So, right. So, and that's the thing. And then people were just like, oh, he should have sucked it up and finished the fight. The first thing I thought of when people started saying that, he was fine. I'd have been fine. First of all, you don't know if you'd have been fine. Nobody outside of the MMA could take a Petr Yan knee like that and fucking survive. Shut the fuck up, all right? All right, Cheeto dusted finger motherfucker. But again, like Like, come on, dude. Like, I keep going back to the Anthony Smith finished his fight after he got cheap shotted, right? He finished his fight, he lost, whatever. Where the fuck is he now? Because he won his last fight, they didn't cut him. They just cut a fuckload of fighters in the UFC. I guarantee his name was on there if he had a loss. You know what I'm saying? Like, where did he end up afterwards? He went from a killer at 205 to just like, it's fucking Anthony Smith. He got glovered. And he got glovered, okay? All credit to Glover on that one, but come on. And even fucking Anthony Smith comes out and says, like, yeah, Aljo was hurt. Like, it's just a weird thing that MMA fans do where we would do this MMA match with fucking everything. Well, Anthony Smith could finish. Why didn't you? Well, the fuck you talking about?
Look, yeah, I'm about to show y'all how fake I am. After that shit happened, this is what I tweeted immediately. I don't know if you see that.
Yeah.
Now listen. I tweeted that immediately.
Yeah.
I would have done the same motherfucking thing. Full disclosure, I would have been like, hell yeah. I can't see nothing. Guess we got to run it back in a couple weeks, big boy. Fuck off. Give me that belt. Run it. I'll see you. You got cute on me. I got a little tired. Woo. You almost won, didn't you? But you cheated. I can't speak Russian, but if I could, I'd tell y'all to suck my dick in Russian. You shouldn't have cheated. You should have held your fucking knee, but you didn't. So now your belt's in Long Island, and I'll see you in a fucking few months. And this time, I ain't going to gas out. Fuck that. I ain't apologizing for shit. I'm the champion now. I ain't me or your corner, whoever the fuck gave you that bad advice to throw that knee and hit me in my fucking face illegally. That's on y'all. Right. Not me.
So a couple comments here that actually relate to this. First one, Brando says Josh Kocher was watching that Aljo Yan fight and said, "Get up, Aljo! I took a worse shot than that and finished the fight." MMA God says his corner came out and said they didn't say knee him, and Yan said he didn't hear his corner. One of the worst illegal knees I've seen. If that's true, then that knee was fucking intentional, and Peter Yanni's either a dick or a fucking idiot, or both. Okay. Yeah. If that's true, that he didn't hear his corner, that means he just did it on his own. That's fucked up. Because as a champion, as a fighter, they explain the rules to you before the fucking fight goes down. You get the rules literally explained to you.
And you know what? Like, just for all things being equal for me, if that's the case, I feel like, all right, you was probably winning the fight, but you cheated. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop the fight. You lose, he's got the belt, but you get an immediate rematch.
Right.
So we'll get to do it again. Do not fucking cheat again, or your belt stays in Long Island and you won't get another rematch. We ain't playing with you. Like you was probably gonna win this fight. So because you cheated, we're gonna stop it right now, and we're gonna give Aljo another couple months to prepare again. And I know that's not really fair to you, fucking Jan, but that's what happens when you cheat, for better or for worse. This is, there has to be consequences for this shit. If not, what would prevent a champion from just cheating their tits off?
Constantly, right? And not to mention, let's say Aljo does suck it up and continue. He's compromised. What's to say he doesn't get knocked the fuck out with the next shot?
Right. Absolutely.
That's not fair either. That's not fucking fair.
Right. Just to be completely fair. I mean, at the very least, he might be a little slower and shit, like, getting kneed in the head. Even if he could continue, he's not, fucking doing fantastic, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, compromise as fuck, man. That's why I see it. Certainly looks intentional. The ref told him right before he did it. Right, the ref told him he's a downed opponent. Like, there you go.
Yeah, and you know what? I love this fucking he don't speak English. Bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit.
Everybody speaks that much English. I ain't trying to be the cocky fucking American, but all y'all out there be speaking enough Anglo to do that. Everybody in the UFC knows don't fucking hit him. No. They know what no means. What the fuck?
Right.
Bullshit.
Brandon was probably an MMA guy saying that his corner said that came out and said they didn't say knee him. They're a gaggle of fucking liars. That's possibly true. Having Matt Serra will help too, but I'd still say Jan in the rematch. Probably.
I'll tell you right now, if they got Matt Serra in the corner, you can forget about it. Jan's fucked. Come on now, yo, let's fucking go. Jan's fucked if they bring Matt to Serra, baby. That shit ain't going. Let me tell you something. He pulled that shit. Matt Serra's there. Matt Serra's over the cage, Jack. He got to fight Matt Serra fucking on goddamn TRT'd out of his tits.
Shit. Aljo has a pussy hurt Matt Serra to deal with because he chose longer to corner him. I say Aljo leave to work with Henry Hooft or ATT for the rematch.
That would be interesting, to be
That would be
fair.
very interesting.
But again,
But-
honestly, I thought his striking, honestly,
Look good.
I thought the game plan was fire. The only problem was he gassed out. Like,
Right.
if he wouldn't have gassed out and he could have just the first 3 or 4 minutes of that. Now, to be fair, he did eat that real big right hand in round one.
And drop.
So if we could have not done that and kept that energy before,
Yeah.
hey, that's a very winnable game plan for Aljo, no doubt.
No, I think so too. I agree with that. All right. I could see Aljo springing up for a takedown and Jan need him. It's possible. Yeah, it was very blatant. Aljo was chilling with both knees on the ground. I think Aljo deserves to celebrate with the belt. He fought like a house on fire in those 3 rounds. There you go. People calling Aljo fake should be kneed in the face. Agreed. That's what I keep saying to TV. I'm like, take a knee. Go ahead. Take a knee. And then get back up. Hey, take a knee during your lunch break. Take a knee right to the fucking dome and then go back and finish your shift. See what happens.
Well, and jog for 20 minutes first.
Right.
Jog for 20 minutes and then sit down and let me knee you in the fucking cranium and then get up and let's just have a slap boxing match and see if I'll slap box the tits off of you.
Getting kneed in the head when on UFC 4 is not the same as getting kneed in the fucking head. All right, y'all need to fucking chill with it. Like, I didn't know what keyboard warriors to keep saying and everything, but like we always talk about, we're keyboard warriors, but god damn, y'all pushing it for real. Yeah. People calling Aljo fake, faking it should be kneed in the face from Ubering. Shit, they would know. We don't want to kill anybody. Unbroken. Brandon says he needs to stretch that 3rd round blitzkrieg over 5 rounds and watch that right jab.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I think if he had Sarah in the corner, he would have stretched that up 5 rounds. Yeah. Anthony Smith couldn't beat up a meth head. Literally, that's very true. But that meth head just happened to be a high level wrestler on meth. And who knows if Anthony Smith was trying to fucking hurt the guy in the end. Anyway, all right. So, end of the day, we're going to get the rematch. Y'all can just chill the fuck out and relax. Stop listening to the noses bullshit who didn't do any research whatsoever and started talking shit like Aljo's the one that fucking posted all those videos. He didn't. That being said, Aljo's coming out and posting some shit now where it's kind of like, drop my water. Anthony Smith, Aljo just came, coming out with videos and shit where he's just like kind of defending himself. He needs to stop that bullshit. He needs to stop trying to defend himself. Just go chill, enjoy yourself for a little bit, and then get back to training. This fight's going to happen again. And then, to me, in my opinion, as far as switching camps goes and going down to Henry Hoof or whatever, maybe do it after the next fight, man. I think trying to change the complete thing up a month or 2 before a fight's a little too much. But that's just me. All right, moving on. Co-main event, Amanda Nunes. First of all, Megan Anderson walking. I don't saw the video that Dana posted for whatever fucking reason. Megan Anderson walking into the Apex, looking paler than normal and looking like ass. That to me was immediately my mind. I was like, oh, thank God I didn't pick her because she looked terrible. Walking into the cage, she looked terrible. The fight starts, her eyes get huge, and then she does nothing. She literally throws nothing. Goddamn, right? Like what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Either like all bullshitting aside, all joking aside,
yeah,
he was either physically ill and kept it under wraps.
That's what it looked like.
Or she was literally terrified. I mean, she just when she walked into the building, I mean, like all joking aside, I don't know what was going on. She was extremely pale. Even on her walk out to the cage, she was sort of pale, like pale. I mean, I know she's pale, but like she didn't look great, man. And then in the fight, she didn't. Yeah, I don't know, man. That was sort of hard to watch, to be honest. Like Jesus fucking Christ, she wasn't in that fight at all. I mean, what was that? 2 out of 5 strikes she landed.
Yeah.
I mean, god damn, I probably could have done better than that. Fuck's sakes, like Jesus Christ, 2 out of 5. Like she just got fucking trounced.
Now we know Megan cuts weight. Like, and she has like even her own coach said on the embeddeds and all that shit that she, and then the whatever they call it, the countdown. It's like Megan barely makes 145. Like that's a problem. Like that's an issue. Not saying that she hasn't made it before. She's made it before and fought well, but it just to me it looked like when I started walking into the Apex, I'm like, did that weight cut fuck her up more than we thought? Because that could be a real reason. We've seen guys and girls make weight, and then hours later or the next morning, hey, they can't fight. They're ill. They're sick, right? like that rehydration didn't go as planned. There's two parts of that. There's weight cut and there's rehydration. If that don't go well, you can get sick real fast. So who knows what the fuck it was, man? But yeah, go ahead.
I will say this. I again, unless Megan Anderson was like literally physically ill and we just don't know it or something that hasn't came out yet. I think she got Mike Tyson. I think she lost that fight before she got off the fucking plane. Probably. I mean, it looked like walking into the building. She was walking there to get executed. And I think that sometimes, man, that is the biggest thing in the world. Just not, and I don't want to say not being afraid, because everybody, you know, like all joking aside, like none of these people are afraid walking in that cage. They've been fighting for a long time. But to lose all your inhibitional fears and be able to just say, okay, I know this motherfucking person is extremely tough, but I'm about to get after it. I'm not going to let that. It looks like Megan just bought into all of it. Okay, for instance, right? Julia Pena, is that how you pronounce the fucking person?
Juliana Pena, yeah.
Juliana Pena. She's probably next up to bat, right?
Sure.
Okay. More than likely, Amanda Nunes should beat her to death, right? More than likely. But again, like with Megan Anderson, part of me was just trying to shoot my mouth off and be controversial. There was a small part of me that thought that if she came out aggressive and fought Amanda properly, I mean, listen, it's not like Amanda Nunes has never been beaten before. Now, I realize that was a long time ago, but Kat Zingano not only beat her, but she finished her off. Now, again, Pena will probably get the fuck beat out of her. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, the bravado that Pena puts up, she keeps up. And when that fight starts, she rushes against that cage and she fucking shoots the Brock Lesnar double leg on Amanda like she ain't never seen before. And just jumps on her like fucking John Fitch in the old school UFC days, white on rice. Backpacks her and just sucks the air right out of her. The narrative right now is like, well, what are we going to do? Amanda might as well quit. I mean, she is just too good. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying she's not. She is obviously, she's the GOAT, dog. We can have the debate with men, whether it's fucking John or, you know, so on and so forth. But there's not much of a debate with the women. Amanda Nunes is literally the living
100%.
GOAT.
100%.
But that does not mean that she cannot be beaten. Another thing that makes this sport so fantastic, I can't tell you how many guys and girls at this point, Ronda Rousey, I have seen that in moments of time, there was a time, believe it or not, you little youngins, there was a time after fucking BJ Penn did what he did to Diego Sanchez and Kenny Florian, I thought, man, there's nobody on this planet that can touch that dude. The day after fucking Anderson Silva front kick Vitor in his fucking mug and started, I thought, boy, there ain't nobody will ever beat that guy. Fedor, countless people I've thought, never, no way, man. There's no way. Nobody's ever going to touch that. And somebody always does. Right now, we have that, Amanda's got that vibe where it's like, fuck off. Who's ever going to do somebody will, man. It's going to take the right person to come in there. You know, you got to be on your Buster Douglas shit, man. You cannot be afraid of her. You've got to come the fuck at her. She can be beaten. The blueprint's out there. Don't get me wrong. It's very, very hard to execute, but she can be made to get tired. You can tire her out. And now that she's she's the champion, you got 5 rounds to do it. You just got to get in close. Like, you know, it could happen. Also, to be fair, sorry, I'm fucking on radio, but you know, I can't stand Cyborg. Her management. I mean, I was net, but to be fair, boy, would it be nice to be able to lean on that fucking rematch right now. Even if fucking Amanda just knocks her out again, at least it's a rematch that we can actually get slightly fucking excited for.
I was gonna bring that up because I was thinking, like, first of all, that fucking dumbass shit where somebody parked the Cyborg's little RV or whatever the fuck that was down the street from the Apex. I'm just like, that's stupid because she's not in the UFC. So you can say whatever you want. You're not fighting Amanda. Second of all, is it possible that everybody watched that Nunes Cyborg fight, realized that Cyborg wasn't the most confident looking chick going into the fight in the first place, and they're like, is Cyborg scared of her? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, I don't think that. I just think that, she got clipped. I think that Amanda would probably win in a rematch, but like real talk, if by some miracle they sign Cyborg tomorrow and Cyborg and Amanda got lined up to fight in May or June, hey, Cyborg's still a fucking beast. I tell you what, wouldn't be like any of these other fights.
Right.
And I think Amanda would know that herself. Like she knocked out Cyborg once, but it's one of those deals like, back in the day, Connor starts Jose.
Right.
And they wanted that rematch. I always thought if they did the rematch, I thought Connor would win, but it probably wouldn't go like that again. You know what I mean? And I sort of feel like that. Like, I think Amanda probably would win, but I don't know. She's knocking her out in the first round again, man. Like, y'all, again, I'm no Cyborg fan, but that big hoe can fight.
Like a motherfucker, right? Broken said draft is a slaughter. Yeah. Little did Fred know he was betting on a real life ghost, says Gods.
That was fucking bullshit. She showed up and literally looked like Casper. I'm like, I'm fucked.
Megan to Bellator, where there's actually a half-ass 145 division. Should have been Victor, still has it. There's got to be similar money, right? Shit. Actually, I don't know for sure. Broken says Megan knew that the UFC is the best space for playing video games, right? And now, by the way, Megan Anderson's contract is up, and that's probably it for her in the UFC. And she did say during one of her streams that the UFC was planning on trashing 145. Which I would understand, but UFC quickly came out and said, "No, we ain't doing that." But you never know, and I wouldn't believe him, honestly. Let's see what else we got. Brandon said, "Don't forget Apnea running her suck about Nunes and the 145 hours being lazy." Yeah, this is why I love Felicia Spencer. Spencer's a G, right? Me's cardio was on line too, so add that to the pressure of facing the GOAT, right, Tyler?
Right.
Welcome to the show, man. Let me ask you, how do you grade Megan's UFC run? I, for one, give her a D-. She was very disappointing in my opinion. I agree that she was advertised as this like legitimate 145 threat to Cyborg back then, and she did not live up to it. She lost to Felicia Spencer too. Shit. I mean, which by the way, Felicia Spencer's a G, like you said, but goddamn.
I completely agree. She had a couple impressive performances, but mostly she's been a bit of a dud. And then capping it off with this, when she finally got her title shot, she really shit the bed.
Dude, she had a long ass time to prepare for this fight. This fight's supposed to happen like a year ago, some shit like that. Whatever it was.
You did all that.
Long time.
That? What the fuck?
Yeah, shit. Guys, I've heard she's really bad anxiety, not the best profession to be on the issue. 100%. That walk, shit, boy. You ever a walk to the mat for a tournament will give you anxiety. You imagine a walk into the cage for a fight or a walk to a cage for a title fight against the GOAT?
Yep.
Hell yeah, she had anxiety. It's just, once you get in there, if you can't get past that, you're right. It's a hard profession to have. All right.
Let's get
the main event. The main event came, and I'm gonna get over to Otis's question. If I can fucking find it, Otis. Goddamn, bro, there's a bunch. Which, by the way, I appreciate the hell out of everyone's comments. Who's your winner of the weekend? How's it not Jan Blachowicz for securing a top win in his first title defense? Izzy goes in there. It's technical as he's advertised. You know what I mean? Like he's that dude. Doesn't put on more weight. Comes in at 200, I think, even whatever it was, 200 point something. Comes in and does really well. But, man, Jan is that dude, like, at 205 right now. What did you think of the performance? And as Jan was saying after, as I put some respect on my name, is this a fight that puts respect on his name?
For me, fuck yes. For the rest of the world, I doubt it. I don't think so. Not necessarily. I think he would have probably needed to finish Izzy in impressive fashion. Mm-hmm. But for me, this was sort of all I needed to see. I mean, for me, it was like, okay, after the fight, immediately I'm sitting there thinking, all right, now what just happened? What I see? Was Izzy overrated or is Jan underrated? I don't think that Izzy was overrated. I thought he looked pretty good. I thought he did his thing. I just think that Jan is really underrated. I thought Jan looked fucking great. Mm-hmm. And look, I know that Jan got a couple takedowns later on in the fight, and I know that's essentially what won him the fight.
Right.
So people would argue that the weight had a lot to do with him winning the fight.
That's something.
A little something. But for me, from what I can remember, I'd be smoking too much, but like it felt like the first 3 rounds, Jan obliged him on the feet.
He did.
So where was the weight you know, Izzy had all the chance in the world to thunderstrike Jan. And I know he likes to operate a little slowly and methodical, but it's not like Jan just leaned on him the whole fight.
Right.
Jan fought him at range for 15 minutes. And the truth is, the reality is, he kind of got the better of him. That jab was landing on Izzy, and Izzy was not, like I said, Jan's a big Polak. He's a big Pell person. His face damages easily. You look at Izzy's previous opponents, their faces are fucked up. Jan's was not fucked.
No,
it wasn't. I can't really remember, but I don't even think he fucking made him bleed, did he?
No, he didn't bleed, did he? No, I mean, he had bruises, but no bleeds.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even fucking like bust his nose for fuck's sake. So like, he never really land like one clean punch on Jan. I mean, listen, Jesus fucking Christ. At what point do you got to give the goddamn credit where it's due? We cannot, on one hand, say that Israel Adesanya is quite possibly the absolute best striker that we have ever seen in this sport. I mean, we heap amazing praise on this man, and I think rightfully so. But we cannot call him, you know, Anderson Silva, but better. And then a motherfucker basically outstrikes him for 3 rounds, and then we be like, well, blah. Nah, bro. It's time that we admit Jan can fucking fight. Again, Luke Rockhold is a great fighter. I know it's really popular to make the glass chin memes, but Luke's a bad motherfucker. In hindsight, Jan outstriking and knocking out Luke, maybe it did mean something.
Right. No, 100%.
Maybe it was foreshadowing of things to come, that big Polak can actually strike and has a lot of fucking power. I mean, Dominic Reyes went 5 rounds with John Jones. He can fucking strike. Jan snuffed him out too. At what point do we not sort of put a little respect on the dude's name? I mean,
So, no, yeah, I'm 100% with you. And here's the main point that I've been hearing, and I'm honestly hyped for the fight. Brandon says, nope, Jan needs to beat a scary Glover Teixeira. And I think he could. Honestly, think he could do it. So,
to be fair, I think he smashes Glover. And it sort of fucking makes my pussy sting that Jan Blachowicz and Glover Teixeira are going to be fighting for the light heavyweight title in 2021. But I suppose what are you going to do? They're going to be fucking 132 years old between the two of them. Fuck's sake.
All right, we're starting running out of time here, so we kind of speed through the rest of this shit. Let's see. Fucking hell. Oh, here it is. Pena said that 145 girls at 145 are too lazy to make 135 with the nose. You choose on the nose. Okay. You just talked about how Megan barely made weight. Yeah, dude, she's not making 135. Yeah. I don't think anyway. The talent is just out there to develop fighters. Most of these 145ers have less than 10 pro fights before they get a title fight right. It reminds you of like 115 back in the day when they first started it. Jan was seriously underrated. He was overlooked big time. Agreed. We need Jesse to go off on Pena. Yeah. Yeah. Adesanya's ground game could really use some work. I know Jan was a heavier guy, but Adesanya had no offering when he was taken down in those last 2 rounds. Right. He had nothing. Like, he tried to put his feet on the hips and push. He tried to shrimp out. This wasn't a lot there. Izzy was getting Jan to bite on the feints, but was not pulling the trigger. I think he tried, but he was getting countered every time he did it.
I'm glad you said that, because again, I know we do got to go. We're running fucking late. We got a couple other things to get. But the commentary, usually I don't find it very biased. I'm going to tell you something right now. I thought in that fight, it fucking sucked. Yeah. They just kept carrying on about Izzy landing these shots. And I'm like, bro, am I blowed? Like, Izzy's not really, Izzy's getting jabbed in the face is what I'm seeing. I mean, he's landing some shots, but like, he's clearly not hurting Jan at all. And then every time Jan would jab Izzy, it's like you'd hear fucking the goddamn crickets chirping. It's like, yo, y'all are being real. Listen, I want Izzy to win too. I'm Team Izzy. But, bro, if I wanted horse shit and predicted outcomes, I'd go to fucking Vince McMahon in the WWE.
Sure.
Like, I'm just as disappointed as the rest of y'all that Jan won. But it is what the fuck it is.
Yeah, dude, they were not that whole commentary team was not doing any favors, man. Straight up, like just like you said, like when I was fighting, calling the fight on the live tweet or calling the fight live, I was like, damn, Jan's kind of fucking fucking him up a little bit here. Like, ooh, like maybe Izzy, bit off a little too much trying to move up, right? And they were talking about Izzy. He was going to win this fight, and he's going to challenge at heavyweight. Calm the fuck down now. But then watching the next day with commentary, I'm with you. I was like, what in the fuck are they talking about? Like the numbers don't even support what they were saying.
And I tell you what, all fights are different. MMA math doesn't really work, so you never know. But boy, I think we all be jumping to conclusions really quickly. Like, yeah, boy, I tell you, I don't think John Jones probably couldn't. Hey, yo, John Jones would have beat the dog shit out of Izzy.
Oh yeah,
John Jones. Like the problem is, if Izzy couldn't have knocked out John in those first 3 rounds, like he couldn't knock out Jan. When John would have got him on the ground in round 4, let me tell y'all something about John Jones now. He might be getting a little older. He might be getting a little slower. But one thing about John Jones, if he gets you on the ground, Izzy would have been in a world of hurt if John Jones would have got him on the ground. With 2-3 minutes to work, he's bleeding. He's bleeding. If John gets you on the ground, and he's got a couple minutes to work, you're going to eat an elbow, and it's going to hurt real fucking bad. I promise you. Ask Brandon Bear about it.
Right. No, 100%. A few more comments here. We'll talk about this weekend's fight because I don't think we have time to talk about Bader wants Bellator to sign over him with Dos Santos. No, you don't. And then Coach Kavanaugh says Conor was back to focusing on MMA mentality for the Poirier trilogy. What were you thinking about for, dog?
I mean, boxing? We'll see. Right. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Otis says, C-Rock did himself no favors by fighting like that against Santos. Right. What's up, Baron? When will other fighters start looking for a hangman's rope to make into a bracelet? Right. Jan has that. Bogus has that. John would have finished that fight on the ground. Remember that what he did to Brandon Vera and Mazushenko, right?
You ain't lying. I'll never forget what he did to Brandon Vera.
That was fucking scary.
The sound of that elbow still gives me nightmares, Jack. That sounds like a plate cracking on your fucking kitchen floor.
Yeah, that one had everyone throwing out that meme like, "Stop! He's got a family, damn it!" and shit. All right, this fight, this weekend, back at the Apex prelim card, kicking off at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Fucking wow, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Jesus Christ! Just real quickly, some of the names you'll recognize on this card: Jin Frey, JJ Aldrich against Corny Casey. Hani Yaya's back in there against Ray Rodriguez, Charles Jourdain against Marcelo Rojo. Angela Hill was actually was supposed to happen this last weekend, and there was a COVID issue there. Then the main card, baller ass fight. Eric, your boy Anders taking on Darren Stewart. That's a good fight. Mano Cape against Matheus Nicolau. Davey Grant, we haven't heard from in a minute. You guys remember he was on Team Rousey for that Rousey Tate fucking tough. Taking on Jonathan Martinez. Dan, how you say his name? Ige?
Dan Ige?
Ige, I think Danny. Whatever. I fucking hate it because I know you say his name, but you're supposed to say his name a certain way, and I can't remember. Yeah. Ige, I think. I don't know. Taking on Gavin Tucker. And then co-main event, light heavyweight division. Misha Cirkunov taking on Ryan Spann. That's going to be a dope fight.
I like that. That's good.
A dope fight. And I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't be surprised to see we saw Misha against Jan at some point. As far as the title fight goes, I don't know if they fought before. They might have. Main event, Leon Edwards finally gets a fight, and he gets a game fighter in Bilal Muhammad on short notice. Bilal not going to have his head coach in there due to COVID. He will have a coach in his corner that he works with during camp. You know how you move around and shit for camp. First of all, they've said that Leon Edwards with an impressive win gets a title shot. Whatever the fuck you want to make with that. But what do you think in this fight? Who are you picking?
I mean, I'm picking Leon Edwards, but I will tell you this. I think he'll win, but I don't think that he'll get the credit that he deserves for the win because I think Bilal is underrated. And I think that not to shit on Megan again for no necessary or unnecessary reason, but I think unlike Megan, Bilal will come out balls to the wall.
Yes, sir.
And I think that this fight will actually be relatively hard for Leon. I think Leon's the more skilled fighter, but I think it's going to be hard because Bilal's one of those guys that will fight like he's got nothing to lose. And those are some of the most dangerous fighters. Again, some of the most dangerous fighters are not necessarily always the most skilled ones.
Sure.
Because they don't actually put all those skills to use, like you said, or I think MMA God said it earlier. Sometimes people have anxiety, a lot of things go into it. But the fuckers that can get past that and just let their hands go and give it everything they got, those cocksuckers are the dangerous ones. They don't really necessarily have to be that talented. If they're just willing to let it hang out, they're the ones that you got to sort of worry about. And Bilal's that guy. I think Leon will win, but I think Bilal has the ability to really make it a tough fight because he will come out and give it everything he's got, and that makes him fucking dangerous.
Now, Bilal Muhammad's a dangerous motherfucker. If Leon's coming in this fight, I think he's just gonna fucking, cruise through to win it. He's out of his fucking mind. I think it's gonna be a great fucking fight. I think honestly, it's gonna be a great fight. I am gonna pick Leon Edwards, but I think this is gonna be a dope ass fight. And if Bilal Muhammad wins, I will not be surprised or disappointed. So. All right, yeah, it's Ige. Got it.
Ige.
I knew it was. I knew it was something weird that wasn't like. There's no way.
Yeah, right. That's right. It doesn't. It's not pronounced how it looks.
Right. Exactly. All right. So that's this weekend's card, ladies and gentlemen. Anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
I mean, we could quickly. We got to go, but we could quickly just touch on the Dan Hardy shit. I mean, really, we could quickly touch on it because here's my quick views on it. I don't know exactly what the fuck happened, so I'm going to reserve my judgment for a moment. Like, I don't know exactly, what we know about it is very limited. So, I mean, yeah, there you go. Like,
sorry, I'm broken. Just says, funny thing is, Leon Edwards is going to have to fight a boring fight to beat Bilal. It's possible. I know what he's saying though. Yeah. So real quick, on the Dan Hardy situation. Apparently, he got into it with somebody. And this is off his. You can go to what's the name? Fullreptile.news. This is fucking Dan Hardy's website, I guess. And he put out a statement on this whole thing. So he got fired from the UFC, not from BT Sport according to him, but the UFC has let him go. Apparently, it was when they were working on UFC 258 content. So this is a minute ago, and he got into it with a UFC employee in front of some of the British, media, the BT Sport guys that were there and ladies that were there. And then that's kind of all we've gotten, because then after that, his media team, he calls the Raptors, were quarantined for 3 weeks in order to attend UFC 259, but had the credentials revoked. And so they weren't able to put up, whatever, fucking behind the scenes shit of 259 or even 260 or 259 or anything. So, it just seems like he pissed off the wrong fucking people. And until we get more detail, that's all we know. So if you want to read the statement, fullreptile.news. Yeah, fullreptile.news. And then just scroll around there, you'll find the presser.
The only thing I will say, and again, I don't have no idea, so take it with a grain of salt. Dan Hardy seems to be a very respectful, open-minded individual. He's done the whole ayahuasca bit. He does not seem like the type of guy, especially like it's been thrown around very much that she was a woman. He has said that doesn't really matter, so I don't know why that detail is there. He doesn't seem like the type that would be aggressive with a woman just because she was a woman. From what he has said, it was a disagreement over work and a job position. Mm-hmm. I would definitely need more details to really speak on it, but just judging from the surface, he don't seem like the type of guy. I mean, maybe, like he definitely can be a little lippy, like the issue with Herb Dean.
Right.
But I can't see him like bullying a girl or like being overtly rude or aggressive or disrespectful. Now, again, I could very well be wrong. I'm just saying from he doesn't seem like that type of guy. It's not exactly Conor McGregor we're talking about here. You know what I mean? Like, or even Michael Bisping for that record. Sorry, Mike, but like if this accusation, Mike low-key might have been told somebody to go fuck themselves. Dan Hardy don't really seem like that guy. Don't mean he didn't do it, but on the surface, it's like, I wonder. I don't know.
Exactly. All right, that's going to do it for us tonight. I appreciate the fuck out of every single one of you guys. Shout out to MMA Gods, Unbroken, Kairos, Tex. Appreciate Tex coming on last night, too, going back and forth with me about Jan. Otis, as always, Brando. I know Tyler was here. Oof, who else did we get on this one? Oh, shit. Fucking everybody. We had a lot of people on this. Appreciate the hell out of you guys. We are currently live, and we'll be continuing being live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. So if you prefer one of those outlets, go ahead and get on one of those and hit the follow button. All right, you can follow myself at Elo32, Kirby, that's Kirby_MMA, and Jesse, that's 1983. KeyboardWarsMA.com with all the shows on YouTube. And make sure you find us on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, fucking everything, all right? You guys are dope as hell. We love the hell out of you guys. Y'all have a good night. And as always, good night, Wilshire.
Here we go, turn it up, let it start. From block to block, we snatching hearts and jacking marks. And the punk police can't fade me and make me. We can have peace someday, G. But right now, I got my mind.